person who is fit for this knowledge, knowing about one's own self. Ato vichara kartabhyah jigyasoratmavastunah samasadhyadaya sindhum gurum brahmaviduttamam. Long before you go to the teacher and teaching, the first thing that is to be understood, as you have been seeing, is the preciousness of human life, okay? And then understanding the goal of human life, that is the beauty of it. This is, today in our generation, mostly all times also in history, we have been so much engaged in our immediate living that of course immortality is lost sight of. Naturally so. The person who is hungry, can you talk to him about immortality? The person who is dying, person who is miserable, you are not going to talk to him about deathlessness and immortality and absolute freedom. And that seems to be the immediate need of the person. The immediate need is not immortality, but sustaining the life. Very simple. It's natural to everybody. Are you getting that? When a man is hungry, miserable, affected by natural disasters, disease, pain, you can't talk to him, come sit down and I'll tell you are Brahman, absolute. That is why people consider this type of knowledge as impractical. They say you are very insensitive. When a man is hungry, instead of giving him food, you are telling him his happiness. What nonsense. By getting this knowledge, I am the happiness, my hunger will go. It's natural. So, everybody has to start with the struggle for survival. And today we have reached in a time, in our generation, where most people, I don't want to say all people, where most people, at least a sizable number of people, are no more eating for survival. Everybody is eating only for luxury. Ask yourself a question. Are you eating for survival or for taste? The taste of it is going to a hotel. What do you order? Food or taste? Everybody orders for taste. Why? Because you are not eating for survival. You are eating for luxury. So long after the survival riddle is resolved, still the pain remains. From the hunger from the hunger for food for sustenance, you have now graduated into the hunger for luxurious food. From the need for clothing to cover your body, you have graduated into designer clothes. Understand? From the need to protect yourself, to shelter yourself from the vagaries of nature, whether it is summer, winter, rain, now you have moved into high-tech buildings. Where is the end? We forget that as much the man was feeling insecure in a cave, that much you are feeling insecure in a 5-star condo in the huge megalopolis, metropolis of today. If our grandfather was afraid of the tiger, we are afraid of the terrorist. If they are afraid of being knocked down by the tiger or a lion, we are afraid of being knocked down by a vehicle. It can come on a car. So, the problems have not been solved. So what do you want in life? Time has come to, sit down and think over it, not as a religious pursuit, please appreciate, not as a religious pursuit. It is something so much of common sense. All right, of course I don't want to listen to immortality when I am hungry. But my hunger is taken care. Where is the end to it? Of course, when the poverty is there, I am not going to talk about absolute happiness. All right, I am now prosperous. Poverty doesn't solve the problem. Prosperity doesn't solve it either. Illiteracy doesn't solve the problem. Literacy doesn't solve it either. Disease doesn't solve the problem. Health doesn't solve it either. Because more and more emotional problems comes in. There is fear, anxiety, hatred, jealousy, all these things. So what does it mean? A common sense thing. You don't have to run away from secular world to religion, in order to understand these things. No, right wherever you are. Doesn't matter whether you're in a secular field or a religious field. Because both secular and religious are opposed to each other, nowadays especially. Because the type of theologies that have gained currency in the world is opposed to secularism. As much the secular fanatics, as much there are religious fanatics, that much there are secular fanatics. When the religious person is fanatical about God, the secular fellow is fanatic about pleasure in the outside world. Both are mistakes. One demands full attention on God, other demands full attention on the world. Nobody cares for you. That is why the individual is orphaned in this fight between the secular and the religious, the divine and the mundane. The average individual is literally left orphaned. Nobody cares for you. That is why Upanishad is so beautiful. The individual must be taken care. Are you getting that point, please? God is not your problem. Creation is not your problem. You are your problem. Right or wrong? It doesn't matter whether God exists or not. It doesn't matter whether creation was created or appeared. Who cares? My presence here takes the hell out of my life. Please appreciate. That is why I must understand myself. This approach, unfortunately, because this approach happens to be in the body of literature called Vedas and Vedanta and Upanishads, and that happen to be part of the whole Hindu culture. So people think it's a religious stuff. It is not. Earlier the world understands it is better. It is like learning driving. As much you learn driving to go around from place to place, this is also learning to drive your body, your mind around and knowing about the driver as to who you are and the destinations. Driving is not the job of a driver. You can be managing director of a company, you must know driving. Because driving is a universal art. Are you getting that point? Driver is not a job. Do you understand that dimension? Driver is not a job. Driving is something which everybody must know. Are you getting that? Driving is something which everybody must know. Okay, you know driving, but you appoint a driver. Why? Because when I am doing my job as a managing director, looking at the papers, looking at the books, talking over a phone to somebody, if there is a man driving my car, it makes it nice, so that my office is extended from the 5-star penthouse to the inside the car as well as in the restaurant. But that does not mean I should not know driving. Because after the office hour, who is going to drive you? You have to drive your car. Same thing also. There is a time comes. Mother takes care of you as a child. Maybe friends are there to take care of you. People are there to take care of you. But how long can other people take care of your mind? There shall be a time when you have to take care of your mind. Right or wrong? How long can you be under the spell of a guru? That is why people, you understand the difficulty. When the people stay under the spell of the so-called religious people and spend all the time there. Why? Because he is going to take care of us, so I can look at his face for the rest of my life. You are wasting your time. The person must learn how to drive.